Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are very
Wow, Kedus, you have ambition in spades. There is no stopping you to wherever you're going to try to go. So congratulations. Congratulations to all of the awardees for your achievement. At this time, on behalf of the Bikila Award honorary guests, award recipients, and audience, we would like to congratulate them all one more time. And now we're going to go to a video.
Dr. ምህረት is a board-certified psychiatrist and fellow of the American Psychiatric Association. He earned his medical degree from the medical faculty of Addis Ababa University in 1998. After practicing as a general practitioner for 3 years, he moved to the US and completed his psychiatry specialty training at St. Louis University School of Medicine in the USA in 2008. His clinical expertise spans over 20 years, both as a general practitioner and psychiatrist in Ethiopia and the US. He is currently functioning as senior advisor to the HE, the Minister of Health. He is the founder and director of Mindset Consult PLC, a training and consultancy firm that works on personal development and mindset change programs. Dr. ምህረት has been featured on several media outlets for his expert analysis and highly sought-after perspectives. His discussions on mindset change and related matters of national significance that run for over 3 years at the highly popular Shega Cafe radio show with Meza Beru is considered impactful. His 2 novels are widely read and are rated on national radios. He has also co-authored and published several psychiatry articles published in peer-reviewed journals. Dr. ምህረት currently serves on several boards and initiatives of national significance. He is a member of the National Peace and Reconciliation Commission and its executive committee in Ethiopia. He chairs the Federal Ministry of Health, Mental Health Facilities, Joint Executive Board, and he also serves as a senior advisor to the Health Minister in Ethiopia. Bikila Award expresses its heartfelt appreciation to Dr. ምህረት for joining us at this event as keynote speaker.
Tonight, we are fortunate to have Dr. ምህረት among us. Dr. ምህረት is a renowned practicing psychiatrist, author, motivational speaker, and he's completely transforming the way people think in his mindset work that he does. Please turn, we welcome Dr. ምህረት to the stage.
Wow. So what can I speak after Kedus? He already has motivated you, so I have to tailor you to be a bit calmer before Mimi comes here. I'm really honored and I feel very much privileged to be here, not just to speak, but to just be part of this wonderful evening and to see all this number of Ethiopian, Eritrean, Americans and Canadians. This is such a wonderful night. So now, since my Ingilizenya is not good, I'm going to say, so I'm going to use both languages. So I have a PowerPoint. This is amazing how, I was thinking about Abba Bikila, the day he was running that run, which we all remember, barefoot, with Braveheart. So it's not your barefoot that limits you from doing what you are going to do, but if you have a bare heart, that's a problem. If you have a brave heart, barefoot is an ornament. because we remember Bikila not just for his barefoot, but for his brave heart. So people with brave heart, it doesn't matter if they are barefoot. They are beautiful regardless. So our limitation is a beauty. If you can think beyond your limitation. If your limitation limits your thinking, then you're really limited. But if your limitation is outside of your thinking, then that would be, your ladder to go up. So tonight we have very amazing awardees. We saw the young ones, and then we're going to proceed to see to the most senior ones, His Excellency Bikila Award. We all love and respect, and we haven't been able to see him alive, but I was 2 years old when whatever happened, happened in our nation. But history goes on. What you have done will continue to inspire others. And then after how many years now? After 45 years almost, or 44 years, we still see them alive and shining by the work they did. And also between, Kudus and Soliana and the other two young, vibrant awardees and His Excellency Mr. Bikila, then we have everybody else who are also very amazing, including ምህረት over there, who is almost Bikila Award in terms of, I know he knows him well, so we have somebody from that generation. I think probably he will tell us something about that. And also we have Elias and sometimes I have the name in my, on the tip of my tongue, Ibrahim, yeah. So we have Dr. Ibrahim here also, and these are very amazing people. And also my friend, my boss, where is it now? She's my boss, so I have to be careful, She's our chairwoman in the Reconciliation Commission, so she dictates me. So, here today, what should I talk about? I was thinking about something we all hate and we all love. We all invite and we all want to run away from. And you know what that is? Every time it happens because of us, and every time it causes problem. It causes problem because of us. It's change. We love change. We hate change. And then we call for change, and then we oppose change. And there's so much change going on in us. Like if you see me some years ago, I was different. You all are looking at my head. I know what you're looking at. And that change is not invited. It just came to me, and without consulting me every day, and then here I am, nothing on my head. Except that there is a lot of things in my head. So on my head, in my head, that's okay. So today, if I'm lucky, I'm going to invite you to embrace change, not to fight change. Because change is your friend, it's not your foe. Fighting change is not going to make you a winner over change. So here we see, can I hold this thing, or I should be stuck here? I can move around? Yes. I can? Okay. If the musician says so, I will do that. So, with this, the butterfly thing, the caterpillar and the butterfly, there are two phases where, the caterpillar loses everything it is and it has, and it becomes stuck with something, and then, things happen inside. Before it becomes a butterfly, it becomes nothing. Change is scary because it takes you to nothingness. You will lose everything you are and everything you have. And nobody wants that. But if you want to have everything you want, to be a butterfly, a beautiful butterfly, functional butterfly, a life propagator, then you have to lose everything caterpillarish about you. If you want a wing, you have to lose your legs. If you want a new antenna that would take you far places, into the flower and everywhere, you have to lose your old head. So we hate change because we have to lose. We love change because we want to gain. So there is no gain without losing. So are you willing to embrace change? So change is an act, change is a process, change is a product. We have to act, we have to wait, and we have to aim, because it's a result. You need a product, but the product without a process is nothing. The main thing about change is just changing you. When you change, it doesn't matter if you have anything else, because when you are changed, you have everything. As you see here, change is very attractive. It's like fire, it burns and it matures. We love fire, we hate fire. Change is like fire. And at one place I was speaking about change. I said change is like, a liquid gold. You love the gold, but for gold to be liquid, it is really hard. So now there's a lot of things going on in our country. Ethiopia, things are changing. We love the change. Now we hate the change. We want the product. We don't like the process. So with change, it comes as a package. Only with the process, the product is guaranteed. And the choice is not that great. Either you leave yourself for chance or you'll embrace change. And the difference between change and chance is a single letter, a C and a G. And they look alike. So you want to live your life for chance? In chance, even change works. The only difference is it takes you to the direction you don't want to reach. So with change, the butterfly or the caterpillar decides to be a butterfly. With chance, you dice your life. And you wouldn't really like the outcome. So with change, the choice is not whether change will happen or not. The choice is your role in that change. When the wave comes, either you surf or you drown. Either way, something happened to you. If you are ready for change, you can surf and enjoy the change. If you're not ready, change still will affect you. So either you are on this side where you at least would be a supporter of change, somebody who contributes to change, somebody who's not an obstacle to change, or you would be on this side where you fight change. Actually, the people who change most are people who fight change. It's just they change to the thing they don't like eventually. So with change, our choice is that. You can see here somebody having the pleasure of holding time. Time is going fast and time going slow. A lot of time you have. But then there is somebody who has the last breath, breathing into time. Basically, change is time. Change is time. Time changes. Time changes you. Time changes everything. Like there is season for everything. Right now, there is so much going on. But this time won't last. After 10 years, after 20 years, it doesn't matter how strong you want it, it can't be happening. So change is seizing time, seizing moments, seizing opportunities. So how are you handling your time? So change is so elusive. So one way of managing change, one way of maximizing change is how you see and you take opportunities. Opportunities sometimes come in a form of problems, in a form of people, in a form of many, many, many ways. So change is basically maximizing opportunities. Sometimes these opportunities come in a form of a challenge. So if you run away from challenge, you run away from opportunities, basically. Sometimes change comes in a form of very bad people, very challenging people. And then if you embrace change, then you change, and change will change your situation. So before time is short, before time passes, now it is a good time. It's a good time for our country. Don't be negative. The amount of energy you need to be positive is much less than the amount of energy to be negative. Seriously. Yeah, with less energy, we can change our country to a better country. So, the other thing is ideas. You know, you see a seed over there and a forest over there. Everybody likes to see the forest, to walk in the forest, but the forest is in the seed because the tree is in the seed. So when we say change next to time is idea. Idea changes everything. You have to have a respect for idea, a taste for idea, a hunger for idea. All changes happen because of ideas. All bad changes happen also because of ideas. The most powerful thing about ideas is the power of no idea. Because any idea can take over your mind. The best way to avoid bad ideas is to fill yourself with good ideas. And right now, the problem with our country is we need more good ideas, more good thinkers, more good minds. Not a lot of anger, not a lot of complaining. So if you want to have a big forest, you need to have many seeds, good seeds, and a good farmer. So as a society, we need to love ideas. We have to shift from loving things to loving ideas, because ideas are things. Ideas rule matter. The other problem is, changing yourself. Then those ideas wouldn't go somewhere away from you. They should change you. And the hardest thing about changing yourself is changing that heavy burden. Can you see the image over there? It's the guy carrying his own head. If you really try to change your head, you would know that the hardest thing to change is not Ethiopia. The most difficult area to change is our own thinking. If you can change your thinking, then you can change yourself. The reason why we cannot change ourselves is because we haven't even explored our head, how it thinks, our attitude, our imagination, our reasoning. A lot of things are going on in our head, and that head is leading us. Apparently the guy is carrying his head, but then without his head, where is he going? The other thing is, I don't know if you can see this image, somehow it's not good quality, but that young man was hung upside down in Shashamene, you remember him. We all have seen him on social medias. And you see these old men, a priest and a sheikh, very friendly, they're talking about life. If it's about difference, they have much more difference than those guys down there. It's not differences. It's our moral, it's our conscience. How can we do this while we can do that? So with change, ideas, then moral, the sense of right and wrong, the sense of good and bad. We have to change our moral. When you go to Ethiopia now, one of the challenges even here is our moral. It has been ignored for so long. We want everybody to be right. How about me? How about you? Are you right? Are you good? Are you kind? Are you compassionate? Then if we cannot change us, then we have no right to expect other people to change our moral. And then the idea, the moral, the individual, the family eventually would reflect on the nation.
The day we deposed the king, we didn't know we were going to replace him with that, Lenin. And after 17 years, when we throw away that thing, and we still were not sure what we were going to replace that with too. And now my question for you is, in the changing of our nation, do we know what are we going to replace whatever we are replacing now? What is it? Who's going to be responsible? No, these young people who are throwing Lenin away, they haven't talked that day what they are going to replace Lenin with. And then that vacuum has brought us where we are today. So it's our responsibility through moral idea in time to change. Whatever is going to take over our nation for the next decades, we are responsible. And you are responsible. It doesn't matter where you live, because you're coming through social medias too. So in my final points in change, if you have to change individually as a person, you have to really visit these three areas. What's your vision? Where do you want to go? What are your values? What are your principles, philosophies in life? And how do you want to do that? Your vocation. What are your tools to accomplish your vision and to live according to your values? Unless you figure out that, you're not going to change. We're not going to change. If your vision is not changing, if your value is not changing, if your tools are not changing, what is going to change? Nothing. And based on that, this triangle is made from these three angles and also these three sides. Your competence, your character, your commitment. Your competence is required by your vision. You can't have a medical vision and study engineering, as some people do. So your competence directly is responsible for your vision. Your character is directly responsible for your values. You can't have a good value and a bad character, like some offices. And you can't have a vocation without a commitment. So for change, this is very important. The other change is, this. When I come to the US and when I go back to Ethiopia, in Ethiopia, mind, money, and matter are divorced. Some people have a lot of money, they don't have a mind. Some people have big minds, no money. And some people have a huge land, no money, no mind. And that's why we're poor. And now it's time to join these three forces. Somebody who has a mind has to work with somebody who has money, and somebody who has money has to cooperate with somebody who has matter, things. Because money is the bridge between the mind and the matter. Without the bridge, you can live here, they can live there, we both are poor. For this, mind, because that's how we manage ideas. Money, because that's how individuals can function. An individual without money as a concept, take it as a concept, not as a cash, is useless. A mind without idea is useless. We have to admit this. And an institution without a matter, a thing, is useless too. So, through idea, individuals has to be changed. Through individuals, institutions will change. Through institutions, nations will change. That's how change will happen. Without idea, individuals are not going to change. Without individuals, institutions are not going to change. And without institutions, nations will not change. So let's start with idea. Because with change, we will reduce the pain, we will reduce the time, we'll maximize the positive outcome. I'm not going to go through this. So eventually, practical matters. Not everything should change. If things that should not change should stay permanent, we have to be able to change things that should change. So that's the wisdom. And the other thing is change in the diaspora. When are you going to change? Seriously. Are you going to change? When are you going to change? How are you going to change? Have you thought? Maybe Ethiopia is where it is now because you haven't changed it. When are you going to painfully change? When are you going to say, enough is enough, I have to change? Maybe it's me who's holding the nation back. When are you going to do that? Every time something happens, we complain. When is the time for us in that side of the world to complain about you? It's them. They should come. They should do this. And we don't complain. But we'll start very soon. In changing the generations, there are a lot of young people here. I'm very happy. There are very senior people. I'm very happy. We have to join hands with generations. No generation is more important than the other. But every generation has a role to play. We have to hold hands. We have to give the younger generation more space for them to thrive and try something in their country, in their community. Because the hope is in the young, though the wisdom is in the old. So all people, older people, including me, let's give a platform for our young people. Eventually, now, being in Ethiopia, you see a lot of, Chinese people who are our good friends, and other people are coming very fast. When are you going to do something? Africa is a vacuum. Africa needs a leader. We can be that. I'm very serious. Ethiopia can be that. I'm not saying Ethiopia is the only one, but we have a share. If we don't do it, the Chinese will do it, and they are doing it very well. Very soon they will take over many places, including the ports and all that stuff. You know that. When are we going to just jump in? They don't know the language. They don't look like us. There's so many limitations, but they are taking over Africa. When are we? So you may be barefoot, but don't be bare heart. We're brave. If you have bravery, you can win, because he did. Because he did. Ababa won not because of his barefoot. We should know this. Because of his brave heart. He would have legitimately say, I don't have issue, I'm not going to run today. And that's okay. It's acceptable reason. But he won with shoes, he won without shoes. So we are going to change without shoes and with shoes. So some of you don't have shoes, you should change. Some of you have shoes, you should change. We should all change. Thank you so much.
BMHB ስቱዲዮ የረጅም ዓመታት የሥራ ልምድ የደንበኞቻችን እርካታ ይሄው ተመራጭ ሆነን አገልግሎታችን እየሰጠን እንገኛለን። ዘመን አመጣሽ ቴክኖሎጂዎች በጠቅላላ በBMHB ስቱዲዮ በስራ ላይ ናቸው። በቶሮንቶና አካባቢው እንዲሁም በሌሎች ከተሞች ድረስ በመሄድ አገልግሎታችንን እየሰጠን ተደራሽነታችን ከመቼውም ጊዜ በላይ ጨምሯል። አገልግሎታችንም ዘርፈ ብዙ ሆኗል። ለሰርግ፣ ለልደት፣ ለምርቃት፣ ለክርስትና፣ ለስብሰባ እንዲሁም በማንኛውም የርሶ ፍላጎት BMHB ስቱዲዮ ከመቼውም በላይ ዝግጁ ነው። በስራችን ጥራት ከደንበኞቻችን ምስጋና እንዲሁም ከመንግስት አካላትና ከሃይማኖት ተቋማት የምስክር ወረቀት ተበርክቶልናል። በተጨማሪም ትልቁ መለያችን ጥራትና ቅልጥፍናን አጣምረን መያዛችን ባልነው ቀን ሰርተን ታሪኮን እናስረክባለን። BMHB ስቱዲዮ ስልክ ቁጥራችን 647 887 1241 647 887-1241 BMHB Studio.
you.